that is so angering to me that somebody would do that to a person and put that much weight on somebody by telling them you are a loser because you want to spend some time at home with your wife or your husband or your children. Especially your children, too, because they grow up and move out. The time you have now with them little is the only time you're going to get. And you're going to be so working overtime that you never get to see them. And you're not going to go take a meal out at some restaurant, maybe to spend some time with them. And you're not going to go on vacation while they're little because you got a car loan that you need to pay off, or you bought a home so you could live in it. That is sickening that somebody who's sitting as a millionaire in a very wealthy part of our nation right now telling you, yeah, forget you've got kids. You need to be out working. Dig a ditch if you need to. Well, I just think I think that's horrible. I think that's horrible. I don't think that you should live in scarcity. If you are a child of God and he promises to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory through Jesus Christ, why are you trying to make it happen by I got to, train a child in the way it should go, but no, you can't because we got to put it in daycare because we're going to be over here working a second and a third job. That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. It's a lot of work clawing your way back to good credit, but it's possible and so gratifying. I got laid off again in 2024, but this time I was ready. No more incurring debt, no credit cards. Yay, because you have a line of credit. Yes, we are in abundance. We are in abundance. Oh my goodness. Wow. Jesus didn't come here he says he came here to give us life and life more abundantly. Then, if that's true, why are you living like poverty is your way of life? Why are you living like that you're afraid to not take time with your kids with these vacations or whatever? Abundance is not sitting in a job that you hate. Abundance is not sitting stressing out every few minutes over some debt you got yourself into. Abundance is not, well, we can't go out and eat today. We're going to have to, we're going to have to get the pasta down and everybody have a bowl because somebody told us that it was wrong for us to take some time to go out and spend $50 on a meal. If you saw the live that I did, was it yesterday or the day before, where I showed that the credit card the interest was totaling over $500 a month. And I said, if you had that $500 a month, you could easily be eating out at restaurants. You could easily be taking vacations. But because you were stressing out about, oh, well, I gotta, I got to go to work instead of, hey, let's get the tools of the bank under control. Let's decide which tools at the bank are the best for us to use instead of let's get another job and try to throw more money onto this stuff. How about if we first get it into a line of credit or into a tool that works for us? And then when we get extra money coming in, we can throw it into that line and really pay off the debt and stop the interest that we're throwing away every month. Because if you're paying $500 a month in interest, what could you do with that $500 if you had it? That's the way you need to look at your finances, is what are you throwing away every month and how can we recapture that? Because if you recapture what you're throwing away in interest, then guess what? The meal's out. That's not going to be expensive for you. That's not going to be something that you're like, oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew we shouldn't have gone to McDonald's yesterday. Look, that was $35 and here I am, I got to come up with $35. No, it's wrong thinking. We're using the wrong tools at the bank. Once you figure that out, everything else is going to be smooth. You're going to get everything back in order. Everything's going to feel in control. You're going to be excited again. And I want you excited again. Okay. All right. So, yes. And giving. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Giving is the way you win. The more you give, the more you receive. So spiritual law, you cannot get by that. So be a giver. Thanks, Jesus. I've been trying to buy used for a year now, but realize the risk isn't worth it or seller will back out. So frustrating. Oh my gosh, what does that mean? Buy used for a year. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm just glad that so many of you are getting the help that you need. I'm glad you're getting answers. That's all the channel's here for. It's free study. Okay? Study. If you want to join me Tuesday night for the Money Max, I put the link in the chat. I guess I could do that again. This is going to be Tuesday at 7 p.m. and that's Central Time. It's going to just be an overview of the Money Max. Check into the Infinite Banking. We have links underneath the videos if you need to understand, which insurance company you need to use for that. We have most of the answers that you need. So the point is you have to take some time to get educated in how they're going to work for you. Okay. All right. I am going to jump off of here and work on some more things.